Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back for another swag-swathed trip into the loot-laden lairs and treasure-stuffed troves of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. Now, the swag is indeed flowing, folks. We gathered up so much ill-gotten loot on our last run through the dungeon that even Bernie Madoff and Kenneth Lay would have taken a moment, stopped and looked at us and said, "Now you're just being greedy, man." That's how much we managed to haul out. More than 20,000 gold pulled out. But fortunately for our dedicated seekers, unlike Grandpa Bernie and Uncle Ken, we went ahead and decided to spread our illicit gains around a little, launching an employee profit-sharing / health and wellness program for our seekers. We sponsored for a couple of our troopers an all-expenses-paid trip in what we're calling a team-building exercise to the sanitarium. Of course, we're calling it a team-building exercise so that Jack and Brienne's health insurance carriers are none the wiser, lest their premiums go up. So we have paid for their treatment. Jack and Brienne had a few troubling personal issues they wanted to deal with, and addiction, and we wanted to let them know we're with them, we support them in everything they do. We wanted to give them the time to get the care and treatment that they need to get fully back into the swing of things, and we wish them a speedy and successful recovery. We also bought 40 hogsheads of ale for old Django Fett. Django, of course, has some lingering guilt issues about faulty jetpack technology that he installed in his air and his own armor. Causes him no end of grief, so of course drinking away his sorrow is a common occurrence for Django. Likewise for Dorian Gray, we actually gave Dorian the week off so that he could travel to beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, where he plans to attend the 107th annual A Magic Painting Made Me Immortal conference and gambling junket. We wish Dorian good luck at the tables, although for a man of his decadent stature, don't really think gambling's probably going to cut the mustard as far as stress relief goes, but I digress. A couple other troopers also out of action. We sponsored Fagin on his hot yoga meditative retreat in the Dover countryside. Fagin goes every year, and of course he always comes back much relieved and vastly more flexible than he was when he left, so we're looking forward to Fagin's return. And of course Chrysania has enrolled in a confidence-boosting seminar called Unleash Your Inner Dominatrix, and she's down in the Penance Hall enjoying a few light lashes, so we'll be glad to have her back as well. And despite our somewhat egregious spending on our troopers' physical and mental health, we still have a pretty good amount of cash left over to spread around on some weapon and armor upgrades, so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. Eventually, our hope is that maybe not this episode, of course, because we would like to have Halfcock Jack back from his little junket before we begin, but, well, we'd like to get our troopers geared up to the point where we could take them down and make ourselves a nice greasy pork sandwich. By which, of course, I mean take a shot at murdering the Swine King. So we're going to get to spending here, start pumping out the upgrades, just in an effort to facilitate that and see if we can get that pork sandwich as quickly as possible without the dirty ashtray, preferably. And, of course, if you got that dirty ashtray reference, kudos to you, my friend. That's an old one. And let me just say, Anthony Michael Hall forever, yo. Never forget. One more, we're going to do a little upgrade for Lucy. Nah, let's upgrade Madeline, actually. And that's got everybody geared up for level 4, except, of course, Jack, who is in the sanitarium. We'll catch him on the bounce around. For now, though, down to the embarkation point, let's see what kind of mission we can rustle up until Jack gets back on duty. So we're looking at veteran missions, most likely. Explore 90% of rooms. That's actually a really good trinket. That swordsman crest is very good. Would like to get that. What else have we got? Kill the Swine King. Kill the Hag. Kill the Swine King. Kill the Hag. Alright. Couple apprentice missions that I'm not really terribly interested in. And of course, veteran missions I still feel well out of our league. So it looks like we're going to be going on this medium mission to explore 90% of rooms. Good cash reward, which is mostly what we're interested in now. And that swordsman crest is quite a boon. So let's put together a team and see what we can do here. Andy, you have upgraded skills now, right? Wicked Hack, yes you do. Excellent, good. Why do you have Yop? Andy, you should not have Yop. You should probably have Iron Swan. Can't really afford to make that switch now, though, can we? Now, you're just going to have to muscle through one more mission, Candy. That's alright, though. I think you've got it in you. Deckard, how you looking? Pretty good? Yeah, feeling better? That's nice to know. Let's get you on a mission, then. Make sure Deckard's skills are where they need to be as well. Yep, he's all level 3. What else do we need, then? Got 2 open slots. Do we have a healer at all? Cassani is in the hole. We could take Lucy, but Lucy is resolve rank 4. You know what? She's the only game in town, so I still sort of feel we kind of got to take Lucy in. Let's get her slotted up, and then we're going to go with something a little bit unusual here. We're going to take... Well, I was going to take one of our lower-ranking occultists, but it looks like they're all busy. We can take Dr. Strange. We got Randolph Carter. Of course, Dr. Strange has been on a number of these level 4 missions. Let's do it anyway. Doc Strange, you could go to Mark for Django. Alternatively, we could get rid of Django. Simpkin wouldn't be a bad pick. The question is, would that be enough healing? What I'm considering doing is taking Simpkin in one of our later slots. Can you do this in 3rd? You can. So you can do... We could bump Lucy up to the 3rd slot. All right, hold on a second. We're going to try something a little different here. We're going to bump Lucy up to the 3rd slot. We're going to actually need to back out of here very quickly. We're going to do some skill training for Simpkin at the guild. Very quickly, I want to see where Simpkin's skills are. All right, so solo we're not really interested in. Inspiring tune I actually want to pick up. So we're going to try something a little different from Simpkin. Does this work in the... No. What about you? No. Yes. So we're going to upgrade some skills here and see if we can find anything that works from the 4th slot. Not really. We could go with solo that works from the front slot after we Dirk Stab. Some potential there. Let's go... Let's try this build out. So we've spent quite a bit of money. We're going to switch Simpkin up just a little bit. We're going to have Simpkin be our 4th slot guy. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with Inspiring Tune, Battle Ballad, Dirk Stab, and then I think probably just Slice Off will be fine. Simpkin does have excellent camping abilities as well. So that's got him sorted. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take little Ari Stark here, and we're going to have her fill in our 2nd slot. We're going to try and get Ari bumped up. We're going to take a level 1 character into a more advanced dungeon just in the hope that we can kind of pad their Resolve EXP just a tiny bit. We do want to upgrade Ari's weapons if at all possible. And we can. Going to make sure that needle is as sharp as possible. We don't want Ari to fail at her sewing. So this is a little bit of a risky maneuver for us, but we have a couple troopers down here who otherwise aren't really going to be going on missions. We don't do a whole lot of apprentice level tasks any longer. So if we hope to buff them up, we're going to have to hope that Lucy can help carry them through. So it's going to be Candy Jade, Lucy Pevensey. I'm going to put, actually, Lucy in the 3rd slot. Simpkin on 4. He's going to be going all stress relief and accuracy bonuses. And then we'll get little Ari Stark there in the number 2 slot. Pick to the face, Flashing Dagger, Shadow Fade, and Thrown Dagger. All solid. And that's going to be our team right there, folks. Take a look at trinkets real quick. Simpkin has no trinkets. Well, we should probably fix that. Could have something that would be good for a Jester here. So far, not really. Now we have some Grave Robber only items. We can give that to Ari. Hellion only. Archer's Ring, very good. That's actually going to go on Ari as well. We have some good trinkets for our Grave Robber. Nothing that's really floating my boat here for our Jester, however. Plus 10 to push pull skills is not useful in any capacity. That's Witch Doctor only. Grave Robber plus bonus to stun skills, blight skills, and move resistance. Also interesting. Of course, we don't have a Grave Robber, so I guess it really doesn't matter. Fasting Seal is trash. Accuracy Stone, probably not that great for Simpkin since he's mostly just going to be singing songs. You know, this might actually be a good thing for Simpkin. He does have 1 bleed skill. Are the Blight, Disease, and Bleed Resistance more since he's going to be rarely using that skill? I think the answer is yes. Let's go ahead and equip him with that. And really, I think... you know what? Let's give him this Speed Cloak as well. Give him a chance to get the buffs off on our team before we run into trouble. I don't necessarily hate that idea. Ari already actually has very good rings. Sniper's Ring is excellent. Plus 15 to ranged, -1 if she's in the front. But the only thing she's going to be doing from the front is Shadow Fading. You know, actually, I think that's probably better than the Cloak. So that's got her trinket sorted. And looks like Lucy is still fully covered. She's good enough, I think, for this mission. And I know that... Oh, actually, we have another Hellion-only item somewhere, don't we? We could give her another double-edged pendant. You know what? I'm absolutely going to do that. Let's get Candy's hit points cranked up as high as possible. Rolling with a whopping 50. That's going to give her plenty of tanking power for us. And nothing left to do now then but provision. Let's get this show on the road. We've wasted enough time. We've got a medium mission here. We're going to go for... Let's go for 2 full stacks of food. We do have sort of a journeyman adventurer with us. We're only going to take 3 shovels this time. I think I've been over-preparing slightly in the shovel department. Going to try and narrow that down. And we're going to roll with, let's say, 14 torches, which seems to be a good number. Also takes us down to 4001, a number that I quite like. Of course, that's going to be the next Arthur C. Clarke movie remake. It's going to be 4001 Double Space Odyssey. Should be quite good. It's the one where, you know, Dave comes back from wherever it was that he went and turned into a space baby. Looking forward to hearing, you know, exactly how that works out. Dave's going to explain what actually happened, which really, the ambiguous ending there, everyone's been waiting for that since that film debuted. We do not have a good path of attack here. We can skip 2 rooms on this. We could go down, over, and around. That's not really fantastic. We could go down, up, and over. Or we could go, alternatively, that's a lot of covering old ground. Well, we can get this started. We'll head this way first. This is a non-negotiable move, so no reason to not get going that way. Ari, take a peek in here. Stashed heirlooms. Excellent. We'll take some busts. And now I'm worried that I probably should have went ahead and brought 4 shovels, but didn't. Actually, Ari, we want you in front here. You're going to shadow fade first, so you're going to be in the lead position. In we go. Any trouble in this room? No, and scouting. Fantastic. Everything's coming up Arya Stark, which if you've ever watched any Game of Thrones, you know is contrary to how that normally plays out. We have a confessional. We do have holy water. We could throw some holy water at it. Let's... You know what? Let's have Lucy whip some holy water in this confessional booth. There we go. Got rid of her stress completely. Probably in all likelihood that was a waste, but I'm going to be doing enough backtracking in this dungeon. I'd rather not have to double up on the backtracking.
The promise of safety.
We're going to burn some more torches, head into this room, just keep our maximum for surprise opportunities. Every single room in Darkest Dungeon is like coming in at home on your birthday and waiting for the people to jump out from behind the curtains and yell, "Surprise!" And then you open fire indiscriminately with your concealed weapon because you weren't expecting a surprise party and you don't handle surprises very well. Turns into a giant bloodbath and you go to jail. It's really the worst birthday ever. In we go then. Another room. Definitely going to find a fight in here. Probably should have burned some torches if we were smart. Fortunately, we got lucky and still got the surprise off. So we're going to go ahead and shadow fade. Let's do... I would actually rather shadow fade the gargoyle. A critical shadow fade for Arya, so he's extra stunned, I guess. Lucy, let's have you whip out a judgment. I would actually prefer that we kill the gargoyle. We've got some damage on him already. No reason to not keep it rolling. Let's have Simpkin go for the party ballad. Buff everybody's damage and critical chance. And then I think we just go for bleed out on... Yeah, that's going to be fatal damage right there. Turn 2. I think we throw a dagger at this young lady in the back. Nice 6 damage there from Ari. We're gonna... We can't really expect a whole lot of huge damage output from Ari. Because, of course, she is fairly low rank and her skill's not exactly fully up to par. She's rolling to rank 2 and everything. Gonna stack that buff again. This is one of the reasons why we brought Simpkin. Stress is going to be a very significant problem for Ari, considering her low level. She's not going to deal well with being in over her head sort of from the start. And that's why we have Simpkin along and gave him the stress-reducing ballad. Nice kill there from Luce. Oh, we're not giving him any quarter, Mr. Narrator. You don't worry. Also, I don't have a fucking quarter because I'm desperately poor. I have like a nickel. And I need that for bus fare tomorrow, so I'm sorry, but ain't nobody getting no quarters today. Just not going to happen. Whip another dagger at our enchantress friend. Another buff for Ari. I gotta say, where's the dodge buff here? I keep noticing Arya's getting pummeled. Getting her head smashed in like Oberyn did in the fight against Gregor Clegane. And let's just say it didn't end well for the Viper. Candy Jade with a mighty thwop. And Simpkin, again, cannot do stress relief from this position, so we're just going to have him straight up stab this Enchantress in the face. And ending the fight, of course, always a source of stress relief. Let's reorder our party, get everybody back where they go. Put Arya back in front to be the dancing, tempting target. She is effectively the piñata at the end of our string. Although when she gets smashed in the head, Candy does not fall out, which sucks because I like Candy. Trap there. Wow. 13 stress and a considerable amount of damage. So we got an Iron Maiden. Let's throw some medicinal herbs at it. There we go. What did we find? Oh, a fat stack of loot. And a sun cloak. That sun cloak has very interesting consequences. We will probably use that. I don't think we're going to use it on this mission because it doesn't really suit anyone particularly well. You know, actually it might be good for Simpkin. Bonus protection, bonus dodge. Intriguing. Let's use it. We can always crack that off later if we need to. We are going to burn a couple torches just to get our light out of the danger zone there. Check out this room, which should be empty. Yep. Alright, so we're going to be doing a little bit of backtracking then. Now, the question is, do we want to go down and over, or do we want to do up first? I think we should probably do the down and over first. Let's just get it out of the way. Everyone continues along, footloose and fancy-free, like Kevin Bacon in the film of the same name. Oh, he was so footloose, it was really, really an inspiring, truly film. John Lithgow, of course, is the evil town elder who, for some bizarre reason, hated rather conservative white bread dancing. Not sure what his deal was with that, but his backstory not well fleshed out in a film. We have a bookcase here. I should very much prefer to not have anyone who's in stress danger read that. Oh, we found a map. Good. Simpkin, excellent work. And what do you see on yonder map, Simpkin? You know, one thing I do think would be a fantastic change to the game here would be... Okay, so... we have no fights this way. Actually, if we do this, we're going to get in 3 fights for the rest of the dungeon. Well, we could potentially have fights here. We could come down, circle back, and ignore these fights, but this is a treasure room. I would prefer to actually, if I had to pick one to fight, I would prefer to fight that one. So let's go this way. Anyway, one of the addition things that I would suggest, I think finding these maps actually should count towards scouting. Once the contents and whatnot are revealed, I actually think that should count towards having explored as part of the mission objective. That's just my humble opinion, however. Yeah. Candy Jade showing a little greed. Oh, you're keeping all that, huh? We got to get rid of kleptomania. It's costing us too much money because specifically Candy Jade is a fucking greedy bitch. That's why. Yeah, I'm talking about you and your goddamn... you don't think we see you sticking that stuff in your pockets? Every time you walk around the hamlet, you fucking clank. Sound like Jacob Marley walking up the stairs at Scrooge's house. It's not like you're fooling anybody, Candy. We all know. Every time you come over, all the ashtrays are gone. It's not a surprise, Candy. Everybody knows. You have a problem. You should get some help. Gonna get in a fight here. So both of our fights so far, we have had the advantage of surprise. I'm quite pleased with that. So let's go with this Bone Conscript. Of course, toss our Shadow Fade to get our dodge buff. The extra dodge I was really hoping would help keep Ari sort of out of danger, but hasn't really panned out that way. Thunderous crit from Lucy Pevensey. Of course, Lucy really going to do some quality damage against these undead punks. Let's just go ahead and whack the Conscript. A nice dodge. Candy Jade, of course, no slouch in the danger department, so... a Bone Conscript surviving her assault is, well, nothing short of miraculous. We're not going to bleed out on these, of course, because these guys can't bleed. So there's legitimately no advantage. And Arya Stark continues her refusal to dodge. Under no circumstances is she willing to dodge, ever. We are going to have to go ahead and heal her up. Nice big heal from Lucy, though. Pumped her up. Nice, nice, nice. More buff from the Simpkin. Of course, Simpkin just sitting in the back, rocking out, making Keith Richards jealous with his mad, mad skills. I think we are going to go for the pick to the face here. 6 damage is not what we were hoping for. Finally, Arya getting the dodge. Little wicked hack there, and that's another Bone Conscript piled up for Candy Jade. And I feel a little bit of judgment. Probably going to close this guy out, or not quite. Yeah, we got close to home, but didn't make it all the way. That's okay, though. You know what? This guy's already gone this turn. We're probably going to go for him. Let's take some cheap stress relief here, actually. That's it? We got 1 fucking stress relief. 1. Little salty about that, actually.
At least promises success.
Yeah, everything's going so far, Mr. Narrator. I kind of have to agree. We're doing pretty well. So, of course, we enter the room and our light level ticks down 1 too low to give us the bonus from the Sun Cloak. Delightful. Gonna have to go Judgment on the Bone Noble. That's an unfortunate dodge. We can't really afford to have that gentleman stacking on stress, especially if he's going to be throwing those tempting goblets at Arya. Arya, of course, did not get an opportunity to Shadow Fade because I'm dumb and forgot to move her back to the front of the party. Fortunately, she threw that at Simpkin instead. Wow, this Bone Commander has an absolute nightmarish amount of health. We should probably start working him over. A little bit of a graveyard slash. Ground pound. That's a lot of aggregate damage, and it does have a stun on it, but it looks like everyone successfully resisted, so we got that going for us. Flashing daggers. I think the thrown dagger is better. We can have Arya just sit back here and chuck knives at our little Bone Noble friend. Keep the throwing. 1 damage shy of a kill there for Ari. It's unfortunate, but them's the breaks. Gonna go for the Divine Comfort to try and undo some of that ground pound. Got about half of it back. Ari with the swift dodge, despite the fact that she did not get her Shadow Fade, still getting it done for us. Candy keeps piling some damage on the big bastard. And Simpkin, of course, going to play a little Proud Mary for us to bring it on home. Another crushing blow. Ouch. Probably would have been nice to have dodged that one, but them's the breaks. Simpkin, give us more buff, sir. We need more critical. Another tempting goblet in Siblings. Oh, man. This is looking a little tight. Oh, sure. Now you critical, are you? Yeah, whatever. Your critical has got to be way, way up. Your accuracy is titanically huge. We're going to need a big heal here. Pumping it in. On the plus side, Lucy has really delivered in the Arya healing department. She has yet to... Oh, that's real bad. Yep, that's not good at all. Ouch. Candy Jade now in a bit of a pickle. Simpkin, I think we're going to need you to do a little stress relief on this turn. Man, we got 8 back. It's not nothing. We got to barrel through this big guy before we can start working over that Bone Veteran. Going to go for the group heal here. Big group heal. 16 aggregate damage. Nicely done, Lucy. That sucks. That's... Oh my god. That's... The stress is real, folks. Arya is going to be freaking out in no time. We may have to camp after this particular battle. That... You know what, Mr. Narrator? We are, in fact, both dazed, reeling, and about to break. I gotta agree with you on that one. We're in fucking deep shit here. And apparently the narrator really wants to emphasize how fucking boned we are, because he's gonna say every negative thing in his narrator arsenal after we took 4 criticals in 1 single swing. Yeah, we've got to camp after this. We have absolutely no choice. Give me a pick to the face. Critical would have been good there, Ari. We've got to go for the kill. God damn it, Simpkin. It's got to be a group heal here. We got to get as much back as we can. We got to break through. There's what we needed. All right, critical for critical. Of course, we got 5 stress back, and I think we took about 100 incoming from when we got critical. So not really a fair trade. We will open this chest, but we're going to wait until after we've had a chance to camp. So let's burn our firewood here. Gonna feast, of course, get the easy stress relief, and also the heals, which we kind of need. Let's take a look at our battle abilities. Encouraging is good. We're gonna have to do all of that to Arya. Her stress is reasonable. So we're gonna go with Battle Trance, of course. It's bonus accuracy. Mockery. Reduce stress by 20. 1 companion. Increase stress by 20. How do we want to play that? We could mock... there's, you know what, I think we might be better off just throwing a bunch of encouragement at Ari. Would probably be the better bet. What can she do? She can actually encourage as well. Gallows Humor, self-reduce stress by 20. Oh yeah, we gotta go for the Gallows Humor. Worked out pretty well, gotta say. Gallows Humor helped out for the trooper that needed help the most. Man, that takes a lot of time, though. That's a 5 timer. Wow. Alright, so we're going to have Lucy go ahead and encourage Ari. Much like Sandor Clegane, of course, Lucy going to teach her the ropes of specifically what it means live in the nightmare world that is Westeros. And then we're going to rest. That's the best we can do right there. I gotta say, we got a magnificent amount of stress relief there. She was very close to a freak out and down to now only 22 stress. So, pretty positive gains.
In Radiance, may we find...
Also, haven't you guys ever heard of, like, telling ghost stories or anything around a campfire? I mean, it was a pretty dull camp, pretty lifeless. Not a whole lot of good conversation going on there. Remind me to never go camping with you guys. Kind of fucking boring. I mean, you could at least sing Kumbaya or something. We're gonna use our key here. Oh, it's an unlock strongbox, so of course I threw a key at it because I'm an idiot. Got some gold out of that, though. So far, we're not really tearing things apart in the cash department. We're not doing so well. Now, we can skip 2 rooms, and there's nothing in this room. Does it behoove us to skip it? I honestly think the right answer is yes. I think we should indeed skip it. Let's start heading back. This will help also minimize some of our backtracking. This stuff, of course, already fully covered. I have to say, it seems like they have, perhaps since the last time I had Simkin on stress relief duty, it seems like they may have slightly nerfed the inspiring tune. Is it targeted? I thought it healed everybody. Intriguing. I'll have to keep an eye on that next time I do it. If it's a targeted stress heal for 4, it's actually one of the shittiest abilities in the game. And I will have regret taking it. Lucy, check out this urn. Great. That's fine. You resisted the blight. So clearly it was an urn full of anthrax because apparently the terrorists have penetrated into the darkest dungeon as well now. Unfortunate. Tell you what, those guys are fucking relentless. They are everywhere. Skull toss. That's a stress attack. 13 stress and quite a bit of damage, which is unpleasant. We really need to get some criticals out of Candy. So if you could, Simkin, start buffing that crit chance for us. Gonna get moved. Don't get pushed. Oh, shit. That's the problem. We're in a bit of a pickle here, folks. We've got Ari, and all Ari really can do is go for the Shadow Fade, which is likely not going to get the stun. Yeah, we had a feeling that was going to happen. And now Lucy is in front, and in a pretty rough way. We're going to have to try and get some damage out of Simkin. We're going to have to move Lucy to the rear of the party. The only thing Candy's going to be... Oh, pull her forward. There we go. Good. That was good. Thank you for cooperating, Incultist Enchantress. I appreciate... Jesus, that's devastating. Thank you, Arya. We definitely needed that hit. We really did. We're having a bit of a problem with this big ghoul bastard, and there's nothing at all that Lucy can do from that position, which sucks because we got a bunch of very badly injured individuals. We can get the group heal from her out of the second position, so we got something out of it. Ari... You know, I think we should probably just go pick to the face. It's going to do more damage. Except it absolutely did not do more damage. Skull toss at Simkin is fine. Simkin with a nice little dodge there. You know, I think we got to go for the stress relief at this point. There we go. We needed that one. That was big, Simkin buddy. And that crit was biggest of all, Candy. Nicely done. It could indeed be a turning point, Mr. Narrator, because things were going not so well up until then. Everybody back in order, and onward we go. Definitely going to have a fight in this room, so I'm going to max our light with a couple torches.
As the light gains purchase,
take advantage of that sun cloak for Simkin.
And purpose is made.
Oh, another Bone Commander. These guys. Oh, I'm fucking shitting me. So we need to get some damage. We're going to go for the Judgment. I want this Bone Noble done before they get a chance to go. Simkin, give me the party ballad. Buff everyone else. That's good. Andy, a huge critical here would not go amiss. No such luck. What's your stun percent? Not that resistant, actually. We could get this. I think it's worth a shot. He resisted. Still got the surprise going for us, though. Simkin with the battle ballad. What contemporary song would be a battle ballad? There's the Candy Jade we know and love. I can't really think of anything I would contemporarily call a battle ballad. Nothing really seems wholly genre appropriate. Nice coral for Lucy. That's gonna smart. And the narrator, of course, is right. The tide has quickly turned. Could have used that on the big guy, Ari, but we'll have to take what we can get, I suppose. Probably going to be gobbling down all the food in the universe as soon as this fight is over. Probably should have gone for a single target heal there. Another ground pound. Ari with the dodge. Oh, Candy Jade, and a very, very ill-timed stun. What's your stun resistance like? Bad. We're going to have to... we can't Shadow Fade him from here, damn it. Can only Shadow Fade the fat guy. Well, pick to the face it is then. Didn't get us home. 1 damage short. Simkin, it's got to be done. Dirk stab. We can't take another ground pound from that big fat bastard. Oh, get in my belly. I'm a fat bastard. We're going to go for the big heal here. And we're actually going to put the big heal on Lucy because she's pretty banged up. Of course, banged up, quite a bit different from knocked up. Lucy, not going to be knocked up ever. The God Lion would simply find that unforgivable. Young lady of Lucy's age considering even entering into the sexual act. That's just not cool, bro.
As victories mount,
although I think at some point in those novels that Lucy was like 40 in the Queen of Narnia, but still, you know, untouchable. Put Simpkin back where he belongs. Lucy, Ari. All right, Ari, back to the front if you would. I'm not sure what to do with the suit of armor. We could put a shovel on it or a torch. Why does neither of those seem like it would be useful? Yeah, let's throw an anti-venom on it, see what that does. Does absolutely nothing. Yeah, I guess we'll just poke around inside then. Oh, it's got a... okay, so a buff for us. Onward and upward then. We should probably eat some food here. We've got... I don't want to have Arya Stark eat food because it's not going to do her a whole lot of good. She doesn't have enough health to really get a whole lot, neither does Lucy. Alright then. Hoping to get more advantage out of that. Candy, of course, with her massive hit point totals, gets quite a bit out of every piece of food she eats. It's a big heal for her. And, of course, since we just ate food, we immediately get a hunger prompt, because that's how Darkest Dungeon works. Got a reliquary here. We know how to deal with this. It's going to get whacked with a shovel. Taking some treasure out of there. Delightful. Onward. 76 light, going to burn one. And by that, I mean I'm actually going to stop and take a smoke break, not actually light up a torch. Been a little bit of a nicotine craving lately. Not sure how to deal with it. Smoking, the one sure way to deal with it, of course, so, you know. Another torch, which will replace the one we just burned. Onward we travel. Man, this is like walking to the fucking Eyrie with Arya Stark here. This is quite a much longer journey than we expected. Could have turned another torch and inward. Let's hope we don't find our crazy-ass aunt once we arrive. No, just a cultist enchantress. We're going to try and stun her, except we can't. Let's go for the gladiator instead. We did get to stun. That's a nice benefit there. In a Divine Grace Ari to make sure she doesn't get an unfortunate blow that takes her out of the equation. Ari getting pushed, I really don't have a problem with that. She can fling daggers from the back row if the need arises. Simpkin, unfortunately, put into a somewhat less than desirable position by that push, but that will allow him to slice a little piece off of that cultist enchantress, although she did resist the bleed. Our poor broken fool taking a quarrel to the gut. It's gonna leave a mark. Let's bleed out the gladiator. Not quite fatal damage. Close, but didn't quite get home. Little Ren from the old gods. Lucy with the surprise dodge. That was as unexpected. Unexpected benefits from the Pevensey. Oh, fuck. Alright, so Arius... oh, man, that's unappropriate levels of stress as well. That's bad touch, guys. Bad touch. You don't get to do that. No quarreling. That's not good. It's not allowed. Our cultist gladiator does have fatal damage now. Ari's going to go for the flashing daggers. Some damage, not as much as necessarily we could have hoped. Simpkin with the kill, though. So we're whittling the numbers down slowly but surely. Man, you gotta be kidding me with the fucking criticals here. And Lucy now at death's door. This is ugly. Very ugly. Alright, we gotta get... You gotta give me a breakthrough here. We gotta get a heal for Lucy before she gets shot in the neck. Simpkin dodging a bayonet jab. Quality work, sir. Honestly, I think we gotta go for the kill here. Which we just barely got. Lucy, you gotta heal yourself. You know what? No, big heal. There you go. Ari can't do anything, so we're gonna have her slide forward one. Man, our party order is... it is fucked up like Robin Givens after date night with Mike Tyson. Simpkin, little facial stabbing. This guy, fucking completely unhittable, refusing to go down. He will not be denied. Until we deny him, of course. Candy Jade with a nice 10 damage. And 11 more to close him out. That's the Great cleave coming from our little barbarian Hellion lady right there.
Slow and insidious killer.
Clearly she had a sack of rats somewhere in her possession, which she dumped onto the ground before attacking so she could take the most advantage of Great Cleave as possible. Let's reorder. And we don't actually need a whole lot of shuffling around here, other than moving Simpkin all the way to the back, where his stress heal can maybe finally do us some good. This is going to be stress. Oh, no. Good. So maybe the suits of armor, then, are just always positive? Maybe they just always give you a defensive buff. That would be interesting. No more torch to be had. That sconce, of course, already looted. This room is empty, and we have one more room to go, and it is no fight. So we're going to escape this one, despite the fact that we did bring Arya Stark along well under-leveled. Ari did pile up a, frankly, unacceptable amount of stress. She got quite a bit, but considering she was outgunned the entire way, when you bring a low-level trooper into a higher-level dungeon and sort of try to power level him, if you want to call it that, the extra stress is always going to be a factor. We're just going to check this box very quickly, and then that's going to be it. We're going to bug out. No point in even trying to disarm the trap. Simply not worth the risk of additional stress. So we're done.
The corridors and sloped walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.
Really? Is that what you got to say there, Mr. Narrator? After our, like, 30th trip into the dungeon here, it's finally starting to become a little familiar? I think we would be at least a little familiar with it by now, having been, you know, running about these ruins, battling monsters, engaging in various acts of daring do. It seems like we should be more than a little familiar with them at this point. Not the greatest haul of our careers here, a little over 12,000 gold, but we did pick up a useful trinket for Roderick Usher, and we got some additional crest heirlooms and such. So, overall, I think a successful mission. Candy Jade making Resolve rank 4, which I'm somewhat torn about. It has, of course, it's good to have her at rank 4, and Clutch Hitter is a fantastic ability. Problem with that is we're running out of lower ranked troopers to do these level 3 missions. Arya Stark, of course, somehow afraid of the Weald, despite the fact that she got massive amounts of stress not in the Weald. Seems like she would be afraid of this dungeon rather than a dungeon I don't think she's ever even set foot in. I guess the other troopers were telling stories about how awful things are in the Weald, and so she just kind of got an innate fear despite having never seen it. It's the only explanation I could come up with. Their campfire stories did suck. I mean, they should have sang Kumbaya, but instead they told apparently scary stories about their previous adventures and terrified the young and impressionable Arya Stark. Gift of the Healer, it's not a negative quirk, and that's about the best thing I can say for it. It's certainly not good. Misses the spot is downright fucking terrible. That's gotta go. I don't like any of the things that have penalties to criticals. I really don't.
Absent in the sunken faces of passersby.
So, Dorian getting 69 stress, no longer abusive, which is good because goddamn, that guy is a fucking jerk when he's been drinking. We're going to leave Dorian in to go. We'll wait and let him run it out until he's completely out of stress. We'll leave him in the tavern. Django, how are you looking, buddy? 56 stress. All right, Django has eliminated his. Chrysania is weak with blood loss after a vigorous round of flagellation. So clearly the dominatrix quirks we sent her to attend there, that seminar got a little bit out of hand. Unfortunately, Chrysania had already assigned the waiver. So, you know, nothing to be done there. Fagin meditated, getting 56 stress back. And Brienne is no longer a dud hitter, and Half-Cocked Jack no longer misses the spot. So it looks like our next trip into the dungeon will likely be in pursuit of yonder Swine King. Nothing else really that's sort of on our plate. We could take a look at some upgrades, I guess. Can we upgrade the blacksmith to his final pot yet? Nope, we still need a huge number of deeds before we can get rank 5 armor. That's fine. Once we have rank 5 armor and weapons and troopers who are also rank 5, we can start tackling legendary dungeons, and the cash that you can haul out of those is really very good. Our guild is already fully upgraded, so no more additional needs there. Means we can start using these portraits in the tavern. Let's upgrade our brothel. And you know what? Let's do the bar and the gambling hall as well.
A game of chance and companionship.
Sanitarium. We just need a ton of bus and crest, and we'll have our sanitarium fully upgraded. I actually think we'll probably just sit on those for a little while. We'll collect those until we can get enough. I believe our abbey is pretty close to fully upgraded as well. Not close at all, actually. We could use some of these now. I would prefer to get the 3rd slot in the sanitarium. We actually use the sanitarium more than we use the stress reduction. And speaking of sanitarium, was it Madeline who picked up Dud Hitter? Somebody got dud hitter. Who was it? It was Lucy that got dud hitter. No, it was Lucy that got misses a spot. All right, well, we can't have you missing a spot, Lucy. Somebody's going to have to teach you how to masturbate properly because, you know, there is the magic button. And all you got to do is push the magic button, Lucy. You'll be in better shape. I know your religious proclivities tell you that that's a sin, but, you know, everybody masturbates. There's nothing to be ashamed of, Lucy. It's perfectly natural. And if you're going to do it, you may as well learn how to touch the button so you can do it right. Candy Jade also picked up a negative quirk? No, but her kleptomania, that's burned us on a number of occasions. That shit has got to go, Candy. I'm sorry. We can't have you stealing things. Also, you're starting to look like that little gathering thing from The Labyrinth when Jennifer Connelly busts out of the bubble, the, like, sort of bag lady, I want to say, except for the fact that she was clearly a Muppet and also mostly made of trash, so I'm not sure she was actually a bag lady. Whatever the fuck it was whatever race of particular fae or whatever kind of goblin or creature she was, you're quickly becoming one of those. What I'm saying, Candy, is you have a problem. You're hoarding. Stop it. Anyway. Treatment for Candy, and with that done and me having insulted a film legend and Jim Henson and made fun of one of his finest films, Labyrinth, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up and maybe go have a drink and cry myself to sleep while I watch the beautiful Jennifer Connelly dance about with David Bowie. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more Darkest Dungeon 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, consider subscribing as well. For now, however, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.